been exactly 15 negative degrees Celsius outside, and it is 15 degrees Celsius plus inside. I only have 2 heaters. I probably should have had 3 now that I'm like thinking about the design of the place, but it definitely holds up better than it did last year. Slept way longer than I thought it would. And Amanda now is still actually asleep, which is good because this never happens. It's also one of the best things about running your own business because you decide when you want to get to work. We have those kind of people again that are not flattening their boxes right here. You know, I really like having this vlog channel because I think that it is a great way of being creative. If you remember when Lila was here, she also started to do a couple of vlogs of her trip to Sweden. And I actually inspired her to start a vlog channel and also to prepare for another Nerf war.
For the first few days of my trip, I hung out with a good friend of mine, Peter Lindgren. He's been buying Nerf guns and I watched those vlogs and I was like, you know what, Peter?
Yes, please.
I
think it's so incredibly fun to see that I inspire so many people on actually trying to start a vlog and document their lives and do what they think is fun, because having fun along on the journey is going to be more important for you than being able to achieve somewhat of success, because I think that achieving success is achieving happiness. And once you have that combo like nailed down, that is a good thing. Do you want to do the introduction for the studio tour as of December 2021?
Hello folks, this is the Peter Lindgren Studio Tour 2021.
Not recorded the videos that I was planning on, and I haven't been working out yet either. It's currently 7:30 p.m. I wanted to make this video mainly because this place means so much to me, and I could probably make like another 1,000 videos of this studio in particular. And the reason for that is because I built everything on my own and it constantly grows. Exactly a year ago, this place looked like a shithole. It was basically a storage for all the crap that we gathered over the years. And now being able to have a space like this within that space is something that I think is pretty cool. In this part of the studio, I haven't really sound treated, and that is why I have this echo, but that is because the cathedral ceiling, and it gives a feeling of having a lot of space when you have the high ceiling. Welcome to the new Nerf armory, I guess. The plan with this wall wasn't really to have it as a Nerf armory. It was more like to have all the gear that I use on the field accessible so that I could just grab it and go. But the more I thought about it, it's much more convenient to actually have it placed in the bags. And since the bags that the light's coming looks good, I thought why not use them as an accessory here in the bottom for the interior design as well. And I wanted to have the feeling of this studio space to be a creative space, you know, where you go and have fun and make videos and work at the same time, and not the feeling that you just go here to produce, because that is not the key thing of being creative. For me, that is very important when it comes to making my videos, and I think that everyone should have part of this child still within them. It is super important to have fun while you're working. I also wanted to make sure that this space was very convenient when you're working, and that's why I mounted these custom things for the C-stands up here so that we can line and adjust the lights wherever we want to when we're shooting product videos. And if you've seen my Mavic 3 video, then you also saw how I can adjust the light and make it look the way that I want to. Here on this side, we have the same thing. We can just adjust the light the way that we want to. The difference with this light is that I have a soft box attached to it so that it gives us a little bit of a softer light when we want to have that. The plan with this area was to have it a little bit as a lounge, but also as a podcast corner. I haven't really gotten around to start an actual podcast yet, and probably something that will be started in the future. But I kind of wanted this to be a space where you can just sit down, you can chill, you can have the business meetings and just, take it easy whenever you feel that you want to take it easy. And over here, I have a TV that is attached to the ceiling, so that when I flip it down, you can lie here on the couch and enjoy YouTube videos or, maybe a movie or something like that. Let me show you. Everything in the studio that is attached to the ceiling or the walls is basically custom made, such as this sprint, so that we can flip it down, and then when we don't use it, we just click, va? The reason that I want to have it this way is because I don't like having too many furnitures taking up too much space where I could possibly want something else. And here we have the second workstation that I've honestly not been sitting at this much because I mainly work on my videos in the main office or like my talking head space. But I usually go out here to get a little bit of change of environment and feel more creative when I work on my videos. It's also very good to test out some new plugins on the M1 so that I can see what works and what doesn't work, and if I can stream up my workflow by working on this instead of my MacBook Pro. And it's probably going to be useful to have this space as soon as I get an editor for the main channel, because that is something that I'm actually considering. And if everything pans out, moving in 2022, that is actually going to be a reality. The bar is of course built by me and a couple of loading pallets, as you can see right here. Something that I need to fix, but yeah, it kind of works. And then of course we have the whiskey shelf with only one whiskey, super smoky, not my kind of style. And if I did have a whiskey here that I liked, I probably wouldn't get home because I can't drink in the studio since I have to drive home. So it's not going to be possible to have beer or alcohol or any sort of beverage that I like that contains alcohol. And now, moving in to the office, as I call it. This is my heart of my YouTube studio. This set is something that I've been designing for over 2 years, and I think that it's a constantly developing process. But the entire studio space has been built ever since 2014. And when you're watching videos like this, it's very easy to think that it has been here from scratch, but it has taken time and a lot of hard work to actually reach the point where I'm at right now. And this right here is the tool wall where all the power tools that I need is easily accessible. We have the charger, we have the charger for the RC car as well. Even though I don't use it that much, I think it looks pretty dope, and that is why I have it here. This RC car is the Traxxas X-Max, and this is by far the most fun of the two. It is super dangerous to drive because it flips over, it is extremely fast, and you can bash the hell out of this RC car. This one, on the other hand, is the more precise one, and I really liked driving it, especially when we put the Ronin on it, because it's super steady. And you can drive extremely fast without it giving way, and when you're turning, it actually reduces the throttle. So highly recommend this one if you want to have an easier drive than this. The light that I have above this is a 300 watt Farsa light, and then again we have it mounted to one of these custom made like C-stand adjustable thingies so that we can move it all the way around. I'm gonna buy a couple of more of these so that I can mount these around the studio, because being able to have different kind of like tripod points with approximately my head height makes things very easy when it comes to recording videos. And over here we have the filmmaking wall. This is basically where I keep all the filmmaking accessories easily accessible, so that when I need something, I know where it is, it's easy to find, and I can just go and grab it. And this is something that comes in handy whenever I'm shooting any kind of like product B-roll where I have to use the slider, or if I need a gimbal or anything similar. It also serves as a part of the set that is Peter Lindgren's studio or office space. These drawers are actually from the hardware store, and I don't think they were meant for this, but I think they look good, and it gives us this futuristic vibe of everything. And it is very good to be having this to stay organized and easily accessible whenever I want to fix something. Same thing goes for these, also from the hardware store. And I personally think that they look like loot boxes from Borderlands or something similar. I think they look really good. That is why I have them. I also have a couple of pliers, and if you're gonna buy any pliers, I highly recommend you to buy the more expensive one, Knipex. Very good brand. They're gonna last you a lifetime. We have another Nerf armory. This is just, again, for the beauty of the set, because I really think that the Ultra series matches the entire vibe here in the studio. And being able to use them as a like interior set design piece, as well as having fun, is just a very good combo. Va? I also have a TV mounted to the ceiling here in the office as well. Same kind of principle, and just flip it down, and then you can watch the kind of videos that your client wants to see. And it's a way more immersive way to actually show off the creations that you've done. These chairs are actually from IKEA. I have no memory recollection of what they are called, but they look good and are very comfortable, so I can highly recommend them. Here we have the main setup with my Sony a7S III together with 24mm GM, the ECM B1M, which is the mic that I'm using right now. Unfortunately, I crashed my old screen, so I'm using a 34-inch Dell. I am missing my 38-inch a lot, but this will have to suffice when you fly a drone into the screen. And I have the Adam Audio studio speakers so that we get really crispy, high-quality sound plugged in to a Focusrite, and then I have, I don't know if you can see this, but that is a Bridgestone Pro, where everything is connected to and sent up to the screen. The Rodecaster Pro for whenever I'm recording my podcast together with Tom. Then I have the pod mic and new boom arm. Really like it. It is very precise when you adjust it. Really well built. I just don't like the logos. This is a tripod that I mounted to the ceiling so that I can get a top-down shot whenever I want to have that. And this is very good for whiteboard time and unboxings and those kind of things. And over in this corner, I have another one so that I can get a top-down shot on this space. Even though I think that this is a little bit too cramped, but it's very good because it gives us a good angle outwards towards the studio. Here we have the props from Rivals, and this was Edwin's gun. Ooh, dangerous. This is my gun. Both are airsoft, and then just prop guns doesn't work. Oscar's knife from when we shot Aftermath. Haven't used this one yet, but it is a very good one. And there has been a lot of questions on what kind of storage function I'm using to mount stuff on the wall. This is actually a Swedish system that is called Elfa. I don't know if this is possible to buy anywhere else in the world, but it is very high quality, but also very expensive. Here we have the new Workbench. I haven't really fixed this entirely so that it's the way that I want to, but it is definitely a good addition to the studio because here I can fix around with a couple of things that requires a little bit more space than the corner that I got over there. And since I'm trying to use video lights as much as I can, I've attached a PowerTube 30C so that we have dedicated video light whenever we want to shoot something. Here I can put my laptop if I want to have something in front of me while I'm actually working with something. Then we'll have this. I don't know what it's called. Abgeflugen or something. I don't know. One of the main things that I wanted to achieve with this studio was to try to have as good lighting as possible wherever you turn in this studio space. And I think that I've achieved that. And when I moved in here, I also wanted this to look like a film set rather than just a studio. And I actually think I have a video where I'm actually saying that. Another thing that I wanted to achieve with the redesign here at the office is to give it a little bit more of a movie feeling, so that it feels a little bit more like a set instead of just a office space where I record my videos. And it is far from done. There's so many more things that is going to be done to the studio space, but I love the development process and love the process of actually building more stuff and making things the way I want it to be and have it as my personal studio space with my personal touch and the way that I would make a studio space if I ever were to build one. I guess that is going to sum up the studio tour for 2021. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well. If you haven't seen the vlog channel before, this is more like just me recording the day as it goes and, cutting it together in some sort of interesting thing. Oh, okay. Clock is currently 8 p.m. and I'm out.